So, back in the temple of the sleeper, and hopefully can put an end to this game here. We already reached at least final auction. We've already walked the path once, so it should be open to us now. It did respawn the components here. We ran out though. We might have to do some clearing work. I do want to move there as rapidly as possible, and I don't see the point in fighting against everything. So what I'm going to try to do is just run there, at least a little bit closer before we go into fighting. I'm not 100% sure where we actually need to go. This could be a dead end. Well, I know it is dead end. Hello. Hello. Just passing through. Don't mind me. Let's run. No, this is another dead end, isn't it? I don't think there's escape from this place anymore. What spell scroll do we get? Doesn't really matter. What it seems to me at least, we ran into the wrong place. Yeah, we've been here before. Ah, crap. We need to go into the lower sections then. I don't know. Please, yeah, buttons don't work. Will they work? I think this was a dead end. No, they don't work again. What is happening? Yeah, again. It's stuck here. Yeah. Now I sort of recall things again. Oh my god, this is a terrible weapon to use. Why? It's because it does magic damage. I guess orcs have some kind of natural immunity towards that or something. But oh, that was terrible. Absolutely god awful. On the positive side, now I recall what we need to do. Jump again. Maybe we just can't jump underground. Yeah, this is I'm stuck. I can't change my facing. Yeah, control stuck. That's a new one. It's so annoying. You have to give them a chance to hit. I guess your only chance really is to block them. What the hell is with the music there? There's no recollection where we need to go. We need to go here. Yeah, that's no, definitely not there. We already cleared the path to the correct place, and this is it. There was a huge ass tower here. Temple of the Sleeper. Okay, why aren't you doing anything? Don't particularly care. Blade of Banishment. Breath of Death. Circle 6. Gonna cause 5 magic damage 100. Yeah. Somehow I don't think we can cast something like that. I guess he was so awestruck about magical weaponry that he didn't feel like fighting back at all. So we expect from the sleeper then. 1,000 experience apparently per enemy. That didn't matter at this point. Actually, it's important to loot their bodies still at this point. I just wanted to make sure we don't have to finish them up. Okay. Looks like we're ready for the final fight. We probably aren't, but whatever. So we need all the strange keys we found so far. Hopefully we have all of them, I'm not sure we do. Because this seems to indicate that you could easily miss at least one. Yeah, let's go through this at least. Now if it doesn't appear there again, we're already inside. Okay, that's our master. Guru. But necromancer.
Smart decision. We don't have much time, so listen carefully.
How did you...
The sleeper is not far. I had to use all my powers to get here. I have translated the Orcus prophecies and discovered what the 5 hearts are about. The 5 hearts of the priest you defeated were placed in 5 shrines. These shrines may be opened, but only the ancient blades carried by the priest can harm the hearts. Now you must pierce the hearts with the 5 blades. Only thus will you be able to drive the sleeper from this world.
I understand.
Hurry, for the awakening of the archdemon is nigh. The crazed Kor Kalam and his misled disciples are here. They have gathered in the hall of the sleeper.
I've bled enough. Nobody can stop me now.
The might of the sleeper is growing stronger and stronger. I cannot.
What's wrong with you?
I must.
I must something. I'm not sure, we might have to fight him fairly soon if we stay there. So let's keep moving. Find the 5 hearts and destroy them. That's the mission. To the arc game. Excellent. I just hate that. Why bother with that? It's such a harmless spell, light. What does it matter if it's there's some kind of oddities or cheats concerning the light spell? Yes, you don't want to make an entire system for a single spell, though. Ooh. Holy shit, there's a lot of them. There, and the sleeper. Pretty typical demon crap. Not impressed. See those all over the place. Summon Golem might be a good here. Because basically I'm seeing everyone with a sword. We're going to need a better system for this. Yeah, pyrokinesis, I don't think so. Probably don't need teleportation or ice bolts. So, Army of Darkness. Summon Gold. Shrink monster if I can get it. It's pretty clear we are not intended to fight the demon. I'm guessing it's more about obstacle for us here that we should avoid. Where are the? Okay, where are the hearts? We need to keep our eye on the ball. What are these? No, I'm not doing shit to this guy. So far so good.
At last, we meet again. My master has already told me of your arrival. He can sense that you are near.
I'll soon be nearer to him than he would like me to be.
We will not let you foil our plans. The world is about to witness the awakening of the Redeemer, and nobody can stop him. All the infidels out there will pay the price. And you shall have the honor of being the first to pay. Sleeper awaken!
I can't move. Pyrokinesis! Screw you! I need to load. I can't just... I need to deal with that somehow.
My master has already told me of your arrival. He can
I hate the
sense
golem
that
is
you
there
are near.
crushing them.
I'll soon be nearer to him than he would like me to be.
We will not let you foil
Yeah.
our plans. The world is about to witness the awakening of the Redeemer, and nobody can stop him. All the infidels out there will pay the price, and you shall have the honor of being the first to pay. Sleeper awaken!
Okay, that was fun. Yeah, the golem. Golem is just going around beating the shit out of people. One archdevil as demon at a time. Not sure this is a good weapon to use against these. I think it might be the only weapon to use against these. So, use the sword or get the fuck out, that's the name of the game. No, this isn't a good spell in my opinion. It takes a very long time to do anything. I'm hoping the skeletons will run interference for me more than anything else. Come on. It's so painfully hard to do any damage to you. Yeah, this is I think the skeletons are more harmful than anything. Yeah, I can't even see the demon. Yeah, they're just offering alternative targets for basically the tracking to lock onto. So they're in many ways just, and yeah, controls are stuck again. They're just providing protection for the demon. And my controls are stuck again. I do have to say I did like the golem though, so hopefully I can dismiss the skeletons with this. Yeah. Oh, you get experience from killing your own guys. That's interesting. Well, it's one way to get rid of the skeletons. And to be honest, I'm just happy to get rid of them. What the pain in the ass. You please at least... Yeah, I'm basically focusing constantly just on wrong things. Again, I'm feeding my own skeletons. Revealing my back to the enemy and all that. So yeah, thank you fucking much, game. You can... Expensive summoning spells mainly work against you. Yeah, and they're just targeting those skeletons, even though there's a demon lord right next to me feeding on me. Holy shit, this system's shit. Might have mentioned that somewhere along the line. At least the golem is doing God's work here. Can you please stop looking at the inventory now? Okay, there's only 2 hearts left. I'm not quite sure what happens then, but we should be able to take down 2 hearts without too much fuss. It's easier to take them one at a time though. Are you going to attack the sleeper? I think the golem's going after the sleeper. Yeah, of course it is. So that's gonna work really well. Um, this can't be it. Is it?
When the sleeper was banished into his own dimension, I returned to daylight. The magic barrier had fallen. But for me, the adventure had only just begun.
Okay. The game basically ended with the end credits, but when I tried to leave them, it's kicked me out of the entire game. So back with the final words. I bitched about the control systems quite a lot, so I don't really want to retread that. I'll say that a game with this kind of control problems cannot in any way be a good game. But um, I sort of wondered about this during my playthrough is how would I say, what kind of game would I say this is? So let's take the controls issues and place them aside for a while. It could be just maybe you're more lucky with your how the game works for you. Maybe you use a control system that can evade or at least severely mitigate these problems. So you have the Gothic game with a working control system. Would that game be good? And I would have to say no. And it's not because the game doesn't have good qualities. The problem I have is that the implementation in general is very generic in a lot of places. So just like in the last fight, the end boss was very typical and generic. There's nothing notable about it besides that it was large size. But since we didn't have to fight it, who the hell gives a damn? But the game has a lot of nice things. The mobility system, you can climb on things, so you aren't on a very narrowly defined path you must follow. There is an open limited area on the map, but still open for you to go wherever you want. If you want, the first thing you want to do is go to play orc areas, you can. You're gonna get slaughtered, but the option is there for you, and it probably opens up a lot of leveling up options. So you can gather up experience if you want to develop your characters, have certain abilities early on. You can do those. Probably if you want those support type abilities that don't help fighting, it would actually be encouraged to do that. So it can be seen as a good thing, and I would consider it as a plus, definitely. And here's the problem with what the game has done. I still think it's a positive, but why I don't think these kind of little things it does really elevate it to a good game. It's sort of pointless. It's basically monster grinding that you can do. You can't really access anything really good. That is all locked away by the story progression, so it might as well be your typical tunnel run experience where everything is tightly designed where you can access certain things. So the openness doesn't really allow you to do much with it. You can grind experience, but you can grind that in the shittiest JRPG game. Just do those boring fights forever and repeat, and you get your level ups. You over level basically, and that's sort of the problem, because that's the most benefit you can get. Other would be, I suppose, you can get some money. But again, what you can buy is in most cases heavily limited to where the story is at the moment. There's no reason given, a rational reason why certain things would be limited to you. I think a rational reason might be, do you have at least, I guess it's a kind of rational that they don't trust you though, so they don't want you to access the good stuff. But we all know that's bullshit. That's not what the game limits. Game limits you those abilities. It's so that you have the. It keeps the challenge level for that kind of a situation sort of in control, because you don't have access to, you can't have access to usually powerful weapons or spells or anything like that. So it allows you the freedom, but it doesn't really allow. You can do all kinds of pointless grindy stuff, but you can't really explore the area like you at your own pace. There are multiple weapon systems, but they're sort of tiered. There's clearly one superior and one inferior, and that's it. I'm guessing that's more true with the bow system. There you could get crossbow training right from the start. It just has a steeper dexterity requirement, but the weapon system in general is very limited compared to pretty much any RPG you can think of. You have a huge selection of weaponry usually. Here it's more functional though. You have your melee and you have your range and you have your spells. You have 3 options more or less, and that's it. No weapon modding, no real development there. And again, you can't really find something super good that might last you for a long time or special. They all rely on the same very dull stats of damage. So in overall, the experience the game offers is fairly dull with very limited options. I suppose you have those 3 basic options. Do you want to focus your melee or spells or range combat, and that's it. And I don't see that making much of a difference. So replay value on this game is pretty much, I would say, probably close to non-existent. The story, I think the story isn't good either, but if there's one thing the game has that is interesting, I feel it's the setting, and overall they didn't do that much about it. They used it just fine to sort of allow that there's sort of a dynamic going between the factions, but they didn't really do much about it. There wasn't any real fuss about the relationship with the legitimate king and the convicts or anything like that. There was this. It seems like more about explanation why you can only move in this specific area of the map than it is of an explanation of I mean, a real strong background or a environment for you to act in. It does give motivations too, so I guess that's it. But those three factions could have been anything. They didn't really play out all that strongly. Maybe it's different on other factions though, not just Brotherhood. But I didn't feel it. It felt like it probably doesn't really matter what you choose. There's a couple of initiation missions that make are sort of different flavored, and then that's pretty much it. Then it follows the same path. Then fighting in general, ignoring control issues, is fairly dull. It just is. There aren't that many things you can do about it, and there's no real maneuverability there. There is variation though, so it's not again not the worst thing ever. But there's no matter what point I sort of look at this game, nothing really excels at the top of us gaming systems or games. So it's all kind of sort of a varied level of mediocre and terrible control system tacked on top of it. It didn't help, it started to crash incredibly frequently at the end. So it's sort of I guess it's more or less left a little bit sour taste in my mouth. It was much more enjoyable until that point, but then it started to feel more and more like a sort of a tedious gauntlet that you have to just grind through to get to the end of this, so you can finally put it down and move on to better things. So I don't think Gothic is a good game. I'd be surprised if someone ever thought it was a good game. It has it's right below that borderline though. So with a little tweaking and a little work, I think many of those gaming systems it currently has could have elevated to that good status. And if you just fix the control issues on top of that, I think this could be transformed into a good game with very minor work. You wouldn't have to do massive rework on basically anything to do that. So, but it's definitely not there, and that's why I'm sort of interested in knowing which direction Gothic 2 is going to go from here. Are we going to see that general tweaking and improvement to finally get a genuinely good game? Naturally, it will probably have some issues, but every game has those. Or are we going to go downhill from here? Although I would struggle to see how you could, unless you produce something totally terrible, and I don't see that happening. I'm mainly afraid it's more of a unremarkable middle of the road game. But on the positive side, the Gothic did leave me with I guess a good enough of an impression that I'm genuinely interested in what Gothic 2 has to offer. So it's not in any way a totally terrible game. It's just middle of the road with a troublesome control system.